So let's just put it out there. Hanukkah is not the Jewish Christmas. Yeah, they're both holidays that occur in the wintertime, and sometimes even on the same day, one on December 25th and one on Kislev 25th. You know Kislev. They both bring more light into homes during a time of shortened daylight, and for a lot of people, they both involve present giving. What is Hanukkah then? If you're asking this question, then know that you're in great company, as it's the very same question the ancient rabbis asked each other when they developed the holiday. They discussed, is the essence of Hanukkah about a little bit of oil that lasted 8 days, or about a military victory of the few over the many, some combination of both? Though many Jewish holidays find their roots in the Torah, Hanukkah finds its source in the Book of Maccabees. And while it can appear to be all about playing dreidels and lighting the menorah, technically called the Chanukah, it is also a miraculously meaningful 8 days for the Jewish people. You may remember the old story, something about finding a container of oil in the Second Temple in Jerusalem that burned for 8 days beyond its one-day capacity. Great! You've got one of the foundational Hanukkah stories down. The other story is about the Maccabees who risked their lives for religious freedom against a bullying government and a culture of assimilation, when the mainstream culture not only forced Jewish practice underground, but also literally destroyed the center of Jewish life, the temple. Judah, the Maccabee, along with his family, stood up against the opposition and ignited a revolution. Whichever foundational story resonates, it's about rising to the occasion. Sometimes oil outlasts itself, and sometimes people outdo themselves. While exchanging presents has become mainstream in Hanukkah celebrations, for many, the rituals and how-tos of Hanukkah center around cultivating presents. The word Hanukkah means dedication. When the temple was nearly destroyed and Jewish life almost destroyed with it, a small group gathered in strong force to rededicate their temple. So Hanukkah is a time to ask, what do I want to rededicate myself to? A cause, a practice, a habit? If this sounds too serious, breathe easy. Remember, we're gathered around lighting the menorah, spinning dreidels, and eating latkes. Lighting a menorah may be the only Jewish thing that some do all year. And even that can be a heroic act, as it celebrates the freedom to be Jewish in a majority non-Jewish culture. You do it by gathering around and lighting one candle for each night, so that on the second night there are 2 candles, and on the third night 3, and you get it. You light them from new candle to old, from left to right, with a blessing, of course, as shown on screen. Its central purpose is to publicize the miracles of the holiday, the light that lasted beyond expectation, and the few who were up against the many. Plus, it identifies a Jewish home. The ritual of lighting is an invitation to bring more light into our lives and to emanate a nice, warm glow during the darkest time of year. And Hanukkah is not complete without a taste of some oily foods. Remember the oil story from like a minute ago? The most common are latkes in America, and in Israel, sufganiyot, or jelly donuts. Hanukkah, great for the soul, not so much for the diet. While you're enjoying these foods, you can chew on the story of the miracles, however you define them. Imagine that each person has a little container of oil, a personal pach shemen, containing energy for their well-being. You might feel like you have just barely enough to get through the day sometimes. What would it take then to be able to refill and refuel beyond what is expected? Chag Urim Sameach. Happy Holiday of Lights. Happy Hanukkah.